All right, hello, my name is Maverick Collins. This is my video submission for exercise 8. We were tasked with continuing our uh, card and deck objects, and we were tasked with creating a hand object. So the card and the deck from last video are exactly the same. The only thing that changed was the addition to the hand. So sorry, as I'm updating the date here. Uh, so yeah, without further ado, let me get into discussing the hand. I'm updating my headers just to be accurate. So yeah, I initialized the number of cards and then the hand total as integer values, and then also a array list called hand filled with cards, objects. The card being the object. Then went ahead and created the constructor. So the constructor for our case is going to be the user input. So what the assignment required was for um, the card and the card are created, and then the deck's created, shuffle the deck, and then the user has the ability to take a number of cards from the deck to make a hand. And so in the main driver, we'll see very soon, I prompt the user to input a value for how many cards would they like. So that's what we're going to pass in through the constructor is the input that they put in. And we're going to set that equal to the number of cards, and we're going to instantiate the hand. So, yeah, then created the getters, get hand size, which is just going to be the number of cards, and then get hand total, which is going to be the hand total. Then had to create a new function called new hand, which is just going to draw a card from the deck for I amount of times, I to the length of the input. So if the user inputs 3, it's going to draw 3 cards and add it to the array list, push them down into the stack. This is the business logic of this object itself. Calculate hand total. This was probably the hardest part about implementing it. Is just getting the logic to work with the different cases and with the aces. So what we have to do is instantiate a number of aces, data type or attribute, excuse me. And then I created a for loop that's going to run through the input, similar to what we did here for the hand. And what that's going to do is going to run through each card in the array list, associate a value with it that was assigned in the card object, and it's then going to add it to the total. So the hand total, as you see here, is going to plus equal the value. So the only thing we had to really change was to give values for 11, 12, 13. Those are going to have a value of 10, which now I realized I have an error here. I added this part in the system out to include the value of a card. I'm just thinking about it in real time. I'll show you guys later on. I'm going to get rid of it, but uh, we'll see that. So anyway, this is working. The total works. So if it's 13, it's going to associate a value of 10, which is for a king. 12 is for a queen. It's going to also be 10. Jack is also 10. And then for the aces, we had to take into account if the user had multiple aces in their hand. What do we do if they have more than one ace? Well, if they have more than one ace, we're only going to count it as a 1, right? Because if they have 2 aces, 22, that's a bust if you're playing 21 or depending on the game. And for the problem description. So we just have a simple if else. If the number of aces is less than 1 and the hand total is less than 21, then we're going to associate that ace, which has a card value of 1. That's what we're pulling this get value here, card. That's what it's switching between. And then we're going to add that 11 in our case. I guess I got that backwards. If it's less than one ace and a hand total less than 21, then the ace is going to be worth 11. We're going to add it to the total. Total equals hand total plus 11, and then increment the number of aces. The opposite direction, if the number of aces is more than one, and they have two aces or more, or one or more, and the hand total is greater than 21, or I guess in this case it's either or, it's gonna call this condition. Then the hand total is going to only increment it by one, and then we're gonna increment the number of aces. Else, just continue. That's more of a formality. Break, and then yeah, the default case is the last thing I haven't touched on. The default case is just going to grab that hand total. So from 2 to 10. And it's pretty straightforward, right? It has a value. It's going to get value 2 to 10 and add it to the hand total. And then the toString function is just going to print out the output for us, the system out. So that has some fun little functionalities to it. Concatenate the two different strings here, and again we run a for loop for the number of cards, where we're pushing the hand down into the print statement, almost like it's an array list. So now we're going to the main driver. This is the exact same as assignment 7. The only bits that I have added is the hand card object, the hand card object, which is a class hand. And then we're just going to be pushing these two methods. I want a new hand from this deck of cards that we instantiated, and then calculate the hand total. And then we're just going to system out the toString method. So I guess 3 method calls. So let me run this, and so you guys can see how many cards would I like. I would like 5 cards. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. I added this function. You can't see, I'm pointing. I added this functionality with the parentheses. So these work and the total works, but I added this get value in my toString here. I'm probably gonna have to get rid of it now that I'm thinking about it, because if it grabs a king, it's gonna assign it a value of 13. So I think I should probably update. I'll just show you just so you guys could see. So run it, see if I can get a queen. Yeah, there. So the queen is 12 and 12. It should be 10. And jack, it should be 10 as well. So I wanted to print out, system out that, so the user could have like a running tally of like how we got the 48 here, where it's like 10, 8, 10, 10. So I'm going to delete that for now. For maybe for exercise 9, I could fix that, because that's just going to confuse the user, I think. So now if we run it, it should just work without the fancy running tally. Yeah, so it shows you your hand. We had that from last project, but the bit that's added is this total, where it's computing the value for, okay, if it's a queen, it's a 10 is a 10, obviously a jack is a 10, and then 3, it's a 3, so we're at 33 total right now, and then this ace is going to be a 1. So there it's working. So it's a 34, right? Because in the hand, we told it the number of aces or the total is greater than 21. Then we're just going to count that ace as a 1 to our hand total. So pretty cool assignment. I saw for exercise 9, we're actually be having, looks like a whole game of 21. And look forward to that. But yeah, thanks for your time, and we will see you in the next one.